So I'm going to share with you a few different DIYs. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's already December. That's insane. Like, this year just flew by, but seriously, I love the holiday season and I'm excited to do some more DIYs because it seems like you guys enjoy them, which is awesome. These three I was just particularly really inspired to do. One I saw floating around online and thought that looks so pretty, I have to try. And a couple others I saw like walking around stores or even going down like holiday decoration aisles and just seeing different things and thinking to myself, I could easily make that or something like that for way cheaper, and that just looks like it'd be really fun to DIY. So let's get right into it. For the first one, enlist your pet friend to help you find some pine cones, or just do it yourself. And I would suggest doing this in a well-ventilated area. I decided to just do it outside since it was a nice day. I'm going to use this particular spray paint. It is awesome, has a really nice reflective finish. And I'm just going to make sure I spray every bit of the pine cones. I think this works better if the pine cones are nice and dry as well. And you just want to flip them over and then spray all the sides down. And you actually do have to wait a while before it's completely ready to handle. So after I did this, I just kind of started my other DIYs, but just to show you how I put it together, and to show you how beautiful these look, you're just going to need a taller mason jar and just to stack these in. I decided to stack 4 in. And then you want a sprig from a pine tree, and I'm just going to trim it until it's the height that I like before I stick it in. And that is literally it. This is the easiest DIY ever, and it's so festive. You can make multiples of these. I just think it's so cute. For the next DIY, you're going to have to hunt around for some branches. I decided that I like the ones with the straighter sticks more than the curly ones, and you're going to cut a piece of burlap. I'm cutting a 3 by 20 inch piece here, just so that it's enough to wrap around the pail. You can find these type of pails or buckets around craft stores, which is where I got mine. I'm just going to use some duct tape to make sure it's taped in place and so that it doesn't slip down. And I just make sure to secure at least a few so that it really stays in place. And I'm just taking this little sprig from a tree from outside my house and just wrapping around with this gold string that I already had. Just use what you've got. If you've got some type of twine or anything like that, it'll give it a really cute rustic look. And then I'm just taking some peanuts, these are packing peanuts, and stuffing it up to that high just so that this can sit higher in the pail. And then I'm taking duct tape and just taping the branches together into the formation that I like. And then I also had a bunch of tinsel that I'm just going to stuff the bucket with so that the twigs stay in place. And then of course, lastly, you just want to put on your ornaments, and these could be anything. I just really loved how these look. I think they look really like ethereal and gorgeous. But you could use pine cones, you could use different kinds of ornaments, or whatever you like. For the last DIY, I had to get a little bit creative here. I didn't have a sponge that was polka dotted shape, so I used this makeup remover, eye makeup remover, and just wrapped some saran wrap around it so that it has a flatter surface at the bottom. Applied Mod Podge and just started polka dotting this canvas. And it's really easy. You just pretty much sprinkle the glitter right over the spots, and once you've done that, you just shake it off, like Taylor Swift would say. Okay, that was really lame. But yeah, literally that's all you do. And I'm just making sure to save all this glitter because you don't want it to go to waste. You can reuse it. And if your Mod Podge spots don't completely fill out the spot, just use your sponge like I am here and just make sure to fill it in so that it is completely covering that circle surface before you sprinkle all of the glitter on top of it. So I'm just repeating this all along. I'm also creating some of these spots off the edges so that it kind of has a more natural look to it. As natural as it can look anyways. And then if any need to sort of be cleaned up at the edges, that's what I'm just doing with the sponge here, applying a little bit more Mod Podge, sprinkling some more glitter on, and that is really it for the canvas itself. Now for the bow, I became a bit of a perfectionist with this here, but I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So I'm just taking this ribbon, I'm going to take a 17-inch strip, and this ribbon actually has a bit of wire built into it, so it's easy to kind of bend and manipulate. So now I'm going to take another 3-inch strip, and I'm just going to wrap this around the center of that loop that I just created so that this creates the top of the bow. As you can see, I'm just bending it along and it just stays in place really nicely. But I'm going to go ahead and hot glue gun this strip down so that it just secures it all together. Now we want the ends that stick out of the bow, so that's going to be a separate piece. So I actually just bend the edges here downwards into the type of shape that I would want the, kind of the ends to stick out. And I'm going to make sure that that sits properly underneath the top of the bow. And once again, I'm just going to glue that right on top of it. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this bow right on top. But if you don't want it to be permanent, you can also just duct tape it, because this obviously could be a nice decoration that doesn't necessarily have to be a holiday one. I'm just folding the end in half and snipping diagonally to get that cute little foot at the end of the ribbon. But I decided that I wanted to cut the ends a lot shorter, so that's why I'm doing it about index finger length for each. And that is how I created my perfect bow. Isn't it cute? I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you do recreate any of them, please do share it with me. Feel free to hashtag DIY xteeener. I had to think about that for a second. If you put your own spin on it, that'd be really cool to see. So do share with me, it would make me so happy. And I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!